just turned 35, so that's appropriate.
This is your golden episode.
Oh. I guess it's been a week and a half.
I just turned 15.
I was told that I'm 12.
And don't you forget it.
Anyone else want to walk through how they're feeling about their age?
I'll mute and just talk to myself.
Episode 35. So excited for this one. I first want to do a reminder and a spotlight. Wonderful artisan on Etsy, Chris Stevens, which my camera's now up here. Stevens Woodworks. Go to Etsy, go to Instagram and Twitter, and look for Stevens Woodworks RVA or Stevens Woodworks on Instagram and Twitter. Amazing person to work with, was very, very friendly, was very, very helpful in getting our own personal and unique adventure tome set up for all of our players here to get their own piece to celebrate our anniversary of doing this. And with that, we will be doing a giveaway of 2 of these wonderful King Leo D&D tomes. Got a nice little crown for his logo there too. We'll be doing one on Twitter and one on YouTube with a YouTube short. These hold a set of dice, custom minis, or anything else you want to throw down there. And then the fun little ability to take that out, put this on your table, and roll dice within it as well. You can do custom engraving, custom colors. Also do a quick little spotlight of a couple of our players to show some of the colors that he can do. We have Gwendolyn's here to be like a darker yellow to go with her honey and bees. And we've got Tuli to go with her arcane. We've got some of this lighter bluish green color to reflect some of her magic and monkish things. They also did a red one for Misery, and green ones for Tuli, and green ones for Loreleth and Thelon, and a wonderful purple shade for Pilgrim as well. Great, highly customizable, lots of other stuff on there too. Join to one of the other 2 giveaways by September 19th, which will be a celebration of our anniversary of doing this for 1 year, which is very exciting. Thank you for all of you who've been following along with that. That's our only announcement right now, so we can do a brief recap of episode 34 and then dive into really fun, really creative episode where we're going to see what our characters do with some free time and some space to explore the city and kind of process this major week that they have had, getting to know each other and accomplishing a great task, protecting the town that they have now kind of become a part of. So with that, started in the lab after the fight with the aboleth and collected some things from the lab itself. We found the dagger, the resting dagger, something like that, our resting needle, I already forgot the name of it, that Loreleth had nabbed. Tuli closed the episode making a business deal with Rickledar for her bludgeoner, the flail that she had picked up, where she managed to negotiate a 500 gold sale of that piece. And in the interim, Thelon had made a couple of meals, thanks to Loreleth doing some foraging, doing some foraging as well, and Pilgrim exposing himself as the master fisherman of the lake, and pulling out a couple of massive fish to then make with breakfast. Party took their horses into town, and we didn't really care for the horses. I imagine we'll just do a quick note. When they came into town at the gate, the town's guard at the front gate took them back to the government for the party, or back to where they belonged. So all of the horses, save one, taken care of. And then the party went to Ocean Steep Goblets, was celebrated deeply there, with lots and lots of beer in the late afternoon, while Pilgrim and Thelon kind of branched off on their own to find some nature of woods within the city or outside of the city, and just to find some place to process, to think, and to relax. And so we will continue this day at this point. We've got some folks at the bar with Rickledar. Rickledar is going to scurry away and get some money, while also we've got just the rest of the party and the rest of the time. And so let's go ahead and just start to process some of the rest of this day. Tuli Rickledar runs off, is gone for a couple of minutes in a back room. It ends up being maybe 10, 15 minutes or so. And then Rickledar comes back with about 500 gold pieces, all of it in platinum. And so there's 50 platinum coins. So it's not a massive haul of like a ridiculous amount of all this coin. In the smallest amount of coins that he could possibly give to be at that is 50 platinum pieces. To kick us off already, Tuli, make a perception check for me.
Is he trying to short me?
Is it a joke because he's a dwarf?
And no, it wasn't.
Oh.
I wish.
Okay, great. I will note something. Remind me, I want to tell you something later. But no, it's all 50 pieces. You can do a quick count there. And looking down, you're very quick at being able to count, go through that and just kind of be analytical and measured. All the coins are there. All's good. Anything else that, while we're at Ocean's Deep, anything else happening here before we kind of skirt around, get to see Munkin, get to see what other people are doing for the rest of the day?
I will say, just to get Tuli out of the way for the rest of the day, she is going to give the 500 gold to Gwen to keep, and then she's going to get Grey Girl wasted up in that Ocean's Deep goblet. So that's her story for the rest of the day. That's her journey, her personal journey.
Right. No money needs to be spent. At no point does Rickledar try to charge you for that. And you can live your Grey Girl life up there. Easy peasy, Grey Girl squeezy. Just keep them coming. It was 500 gold, yeah. You can do it in platinum. It was technically 50 platinum, but I don't think we're gonna need to transfer and make all of that make sense, so. Anything else at Ocean's Deep?
I think Loreleth and I were just gonna head to Munkin, but that doesn't need to happen right now to like go to the other friends.
Sure.
Or well, we'll let Tuli and Misery know. But I suspect they won't care too much. So
yeah,
we can just plan to meet up there later, which I think was the plan with everyone.
Yeah. Misery, are you chilling there as well? Living it up?
Soundtrack of the night. Just kidding. Oh, here it is. I'm going to stay there. Yeah, I'm going to have to get dragged away if they want me to go anywhere, but I'd rather stay and party.
Getting sad boy wasted?
Sad boy wasted.
Yeah, Misery.
Purple boy, red boy wasted.
Great. So yeah, with that, totally good. Misery and Tuli chilling, hanging out there, enjoying the revelry with a town that is very happy to have y'all's company. And eventually, I'd love to do. Maybe we'll split off to the Munkin crew for a bit. But what I would love to see played out is a couple of drinks in for both of you, some townsfolk pull you aside and they ask for the story and the rendition of what happened at the lab. And so y'all can think away at what that looks like and sounds like as Loreleth and Gwendolyn, sober and very much on task, step away from Ocean's Deep. The sounds of drinking and singing and shouting, all of these tunes to the glory and praise of the half dozen. And you can find that common songs that are saying like things that just like build up the character of someone or something. Normally songs that are sang around birthdays or celebrations. The word that would normally be the name is just subbed out for the party's name, and people are just trying their best to do their common tongue, common sounds, common songs in ways that celebrate the half dozen. So with that at your backs, you can now walk through town heading towards the Onyx Pillar Academy, pocket full of teeth, a couple of tentacles, and questions and thoughts in your head. You get across the city over to the tower. What's your goals? What are you trying to work on as you head in?
I'm gonna say they'll be fine, right? They're adults.
I mean, are they?
Honestly, how old is Misery? Is he 12?
I don't know, but I know that they made it this long without us, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. They'll be fine.
We've known each other for like 2 weeks. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Given the circumstances and Svarin and all of that, would you like to take the lead talking with Munkin about this? I'm happy to show the teeth and the tentacles, but
Sure.
do you think? I don't know. It was very weird last time. He was kind of foggy and couldn't remember much about this. So, what do you think this should look like?
I mean, I think we mostly just go in and let them know we're back, let them know we're safe, and that we killed the Aboleth, but brought him back some things to study if he wishes to get to know more about this, and then mostly check on Savara and see how she's doing, since she kind of got mind controlled by that thing. So I don't know what that does to her after it's dead. I'm curious to see how she's doing.
Yeah, she's a little flighty anyway. So, hey, do you want one of the teeth, like for your costume or whatever? I'm not gonna give him all 12. I'm gonna keep one as like a souvenir.
What's a costume?
Oh, just like your whole getup there, your whole shindig,
My clothes?
your whole outfit. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I like to keep some of the things. It helps me blend in.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I just thought it went nicely.
No, yeah. I'll add it here to my tooth necklace.
Yeah. That looks good. I'll probably give him like most of them, but
Okay, cool. Into the thing, to the tower.
Onyx Pillar Academy.
Let's go.
Y'all head through the front door, which is unlocked. You're able to just walk right in, up the spiral stairs, up to that first main meeting room, which you can see is still kind of splayed out with some empty tables, but shelves are left kind of open. Some different implements of like glass vials and things are left out and kind of askew. It doesn't look normally as like clean and put away, and it's also empty. And so as you walk through, you may call out and try to see if Munkin is around, but initially it's not met with the immediacy of one of them, either Munkin or Savarin, being in this room working on something, or them talking or anything like that.
That's weird. I kind of walk around and see if I can see any signs of any hints of maybe, I don't know, what they were up to.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of call out their names.
Sure. Make an investigation check for me first.
I would love to. $11.
Okay. As you're looking over and you see some of the askew glass bottles and stuff, or vials that are left out, you can see that the way that one of them is set up on a bit of a stand, and you stare at it for a moment and it looks kind of familiar. And you can see that another containment chamber has been made and is sitting there on the stand in this room. And even around it, a couple of broken glasses and vials and stuff kind of sit around. And then a couple of magical arcane stones set next to it. And you can see that there's just been some trial and error and work here in this space over the last maybe 12 hours or so since y'all have been here. But also you can see the product of that work, that another chamber has been made.
Are you telling me these stones look like husk stones?
No, they have some arcane runes and stuff written on them, but they're completely opaque. Like they're more like black and one dark blue stone with just some runes that you can't really read, but you can tell that they're just magical in nature and had some sort of part to play in the creation of the device next to it.
Okay. Does it look like any kind of fight has happened? Did you say there was broken glass?
Yeah, there's some vials and stuff broken in the vicinity as well. Make a survival check for me as well.
Can I assist since I'm there or no?
Sure. Yeah, you can do one as well.
I meant for her to get advantage.
Either way.
24.
Great. Yeah.
She doesn't need it.
And looking at what is askew in the room and just trying to do some bit of like your tracking instincts kick in, and seeing the broken glass just makes you think like something bad happened here. And you can see it's all very condensed into this one spot on the table. And the little bits of the dust from the broken glass and stuff on the floor right next to it too. Everything seems to be otherwise in its place. It doesn't look like there was a big shuffle or move around of anything. And that it's just more so somebody failed a couple of times at this thing that they were working on.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I mean, I've been here several times and I've walked the same path every time I've come and left this main room. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna go through whatever that door is that like leads to the stairs and stuff.
Yep.
And see if I can keep yelling people's names. See if I can find somebody.
You head up into the kitchen in the next room, and there is a pot that is set up with a very light fish stew going. That was more so associated with like breakfast. I think y'all have had breakfast here, and he made this like early in the day. And you can see that it's kind of burning over and bubbling over. Some of the broth has like gotten too hot and has been pouring down into the fire. And then also off to the side, you can see that a cot has been laid out here, and Munkin is there, breathing heavy snoring, and that he is sleeping in the midday.
I have now learned my lesson with waking up people that I don't know what's happening in their sleep. So I very gently and calmly crouch down with my hand ready on my dagger, not the needle one, not the magic-y lavendery one, but just the regular one. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like gently nudge him, and I'm like, Munkin, hey, you okay?
Warmly, his hand reaches up and just kind of clasps yours, and
I kind of flinch when he does that for a second.
Yeah. Maybe like a full 10 seconds after that even happens, his eyes finally just slowly come open. Hey, and as his eyes open, you can see his light blue skin has very dark blue bags underneath of it as well. Loreleth, you're back. You're back. Oh my, I am so sorry. Give me a moment to clean up and wake up. You should not see me like this. I don't, I will join you downstairs. Could you give me a moment?
I'm not decent.
Are you okay?
I didn't sleep well last night, and I guess I slept in. Oh no, the stew. I slept through the breakfast in the morning.
Where's Savarin? You don't normally make the stew.
No, she was not here this morning either. I haven't seen her since last night.
What? Okay. I have a lot of questions, but I'll let you get yourself together. Gwen and I are both here. We obviously got back from battling the Chuloth and then also an Aboleth, so we have a lot to catch you up on. But it seems as though you also have a lot to catch us up on as well. So,
is everyone okay?
Yeah, we're all good, physically. So we're here.
This big smile just slowly creeps on his face as he's like making eye contact with you, and then it drifts off to the wall and then back to you. I'll be down in a moment. Tea?
Sure. I'm sure Gwen likes some too. She's probably got some honey she can put in it or something. Can I do like a quick perception check on him? Insight check or whatever you call it?
What do you want to read into?
I'm trying to see if he's hiding something,
Sure.
or if he genuinely doesn't remember what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's insight, right?
Yeah.
11.
Okay. I forgot. I've been wanting. Here's the thing. I think I might shift with our campaigns. I think this might be a home rule. I think will work really well. I think moving forward, anytime we want to do an insight check on somebody, I think I'm gonna roll it for you and tell me what your modifier is. That way, like, I will tell you what you think and what you like get perceptively into it, and that doesn't challenge you to then filter that through. Like, oh, I rolled an 11, so what Dan just told me might.
Okay.
But I didn't convey that, and that's just something I'm thinking. So,
Okay.
But anyway, for this, he looks dead tired, and he just looks stressed, and is just, and all of that just looks very deeply working through the process of waking up in a way that is just like so impacting his speech, his thoughts, all of this.
But it doesn't seem like he's hiding anything about why it was a long night last night or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Cool. All right. I head back down the stairs.
Great.
To Gwen.
You and Gwendolyn J chilling for a bit. It takes maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. And then you can hear coming down the stone steps, the barefooted padding of this large, Furbolg guy. And you just hear and the clinkling of teacups as he comes down with like a large saucer and a couple of cups in the pot on it, and just comes down very smiley, steam rising out of these cups as he's already poured the tea, and sets it down on the table. And oh man, this isn't even cleaned up, and I'm sorry, I was working last night, and in the containment chamber, I made another one. I was thinking if everything went well and y'all came back, I was just working through the night to maybe just make another one so that we could try again. I know that you had lost the other one, and I just thought it would be good to give it another attempt. Tell me about last night and the fight and the horses. Are the horses okay?
I have some bad news for you. So all the humans, all of the people in our group are good and fine. A horse died. My horse, to be exact. But now, depending on how you want to consider this is also good or bad news. We killed all of the aboleth and all of the Chul, but we did bring some pieces of those things back to you. So while I appreciate that you built a new containment chamber, I don't know that we can catch any of these specific creatures.
What color was its fur? Which one was it?
What color was what's fur?
The horse. Which horse? You can just say whatever you want it to be. It doesn't.
It was the brown one.
Wait, Rachel, what's the real word for it? What would you say?
Hair, I think.
Is it just horsehair?
Yeah.
Was it the boss mare? The boss mare.
That was cake batter.
Oh.
He's a good horse.
I thought the horses belonged to the government.
I take care of them. But
I'm sorry for your loss.
it's fine. It was for a good cause.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
It's funny you should ask. You see, the woods, as you know, are filled with goblins, and
That's good. That's
Great.
enough.
Thank you for not making me share any more than that. Yeah, I'm really sorry that this happened. But all of the people in our group are okay.
Such is the nature of life, is for the greater good.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Does Gwen know how much a horse costs? Right?
What a business
It's a government horse.
You could probably buy a horse for 15 gold. Maybe.
But he did confirm it was government.
Yeah.
It's like subsidized loan. I'm just kidding. It's still special.
Yeah. So great. Everyone is back. The aboleth is dead. The Chul have been taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, what time did you get back?
We got back, like, I don't know, a couple hours ago.
Okay.
So,
I just was anxious and nervous for you, and knowing that you were gone, I just couldn't sleep. That's why I was working on the containment chamber and just trying to keep busy, and didn't hear from you all. I thought maybe you would come straight back. No, of course you would stay out. I just sorry. I was just there's so much going on. Man.
What do you mean, of course we would come straight back? You don't know that we didn't just get done fighting them?
What? Dan saying what?
He said, of course we would come straight back. He has no reason to think we didn't just come from the fight, does he?
He was the one who put you all on horses to send you out that last night.
No, I know.
He knew how urgent that was. And so he's just saying he was hoping and expecting y'all would came straight back to give news, and so he stayed up really late.
Oh, and I said we've been back for an hour.
Right, and so like he was trying to stay awake for as long as he could, hoping y'all would get time.
Okay.
So he's kind of chastising himself for like.
I thought he was insinuating that he knew how long the fight went, and we were out in the woods.
No.
I'm just always suspicious of people.
Loreleth always suspicious. Yeah.
It's fine. Sorry. No, we, Gwen and I, and Tuli and Misery, we went by Rickeldar since, that was kind of on the way here, to go and, let him know that everything was good and everyone was okay. And, it was a bit more of a to-do there than I think either Gwen or I originally anticipated. So yeah, we were a little bit longer to get here than either of us wanted originally. But
yeah,
we made it. We're here now, and we have some stuff for you, Gwen.
I'm gonna pull out a couple of aboleth teeth to show him.
Oh my. How cool is that? Thank you.
Thought you might want to, I don't know, study the teeth.
Yeah, I'm sure I could add some sketches to the book in the archive.
Orthodontist Munkin, that's what we call you.
That's weird.
Oh, I assumed that drunk Misery would have just let me take all the vials of everything to Munkin.
I forgot to ask, did you have anything else? Didn't you get an eyeball?
Tentacles.
Ah.
Yeah, I forgot to. Would Misery have let me take some of the vials to Munkin, or was that a
one vial?
One?
One what?
Why are you keeping the vials, Misery? What are you gonna do?
You have one vial of that aboleth toxin.
Would you have let me and Loreleth take it, or do you want to just talk about it later?
No, I mean, you probably could have just stolen it from me without me knowing, but that sounds like a roll.
You're our friend, so.
You don't think you would have let us take it?
I don't know. I found it.
That's okay. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, but you were drunk and you were really happy.
It's okay. We can talk about it.
Whatever. Here, we have tentacles for you.
I'll I'll hand him the Ziploc bag of tentacles as well, and we'll say, yeah, Misery got like a vial of something, but he wouldn't share. You've met him. You can ask him about that later.
No, that's fine. This is going to be quite fun to look at, and this is amazing. You killed it, and you thought of me and brought me these things. You're so kind to all of you.
Wolfie killed it. You remember Wolfie from yesterday with the fire?
He's here, right? He's with us. I'm not going far without Wolfie. He's in here.
He did we helped, but Wolfie took him out.
He sure did.
He looks down, and what a great, good boy you are. And he's just like scruffing into the cheeks of Wolfie. And
The old soup.
Huh?
I said gives him the old soup.
Gives him the burnt soup, yeah. Wow, what a tale, what a story. Thank you for sharing this with me and doing this for us and letting me be a part of everything that you've learned throughout all of this. I am truly just thankful and glad that you're here and thought of me too.
You're welcome. Yeah, you've been a good resource and great friend to us and Loreleth especially. Sorry we couldn't bring the whole body back. It's pretty big, but maybe, I don't know, to take you out there sometime if you want to. I don't know. Sure, talk about that, right, Loreleth?
Sure. You want to draw it or something? I don't know.
That would be great. Yes. Maybe tomorrow or.
Oh.
You're making plans.
We can ask. There are goblins and such, as you heard. So we would,
whenever is good for you. It'll maybe.
It'll decompose for sure.
Yeah. Within the next week or so, maybe would be best.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
our friends are just resting, so maybe, Loreleth, we can ask them later. Maybe like half of us could go.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do something.
Great. Have you seen Savarin at all since last night?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
I have not. I thought she might come back at some point last night too, or be here this morning. When I was making the breakfast, I made enough for both of us. We were supposed to continue some of our thoughts and study. We were supposed to actually plan our next excursion out into the woods, seeing if there's any more. She's very fascinated by some of the plant life, as well as some weather patterns and stuff she was always wanting to get out and see, but she is not back. I guess I could go by her home.
She doesn't live here?
No, she does have actually just a small hut in the kind of deep far end of the west side, but very cheap and mostly spends time here. But yeah, sometimes she'll stay out there too. I don't know, maybe I'll run out there and check on her if she's around.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe this has also probably come up in your mind as well, but since we killed the aboleth and we know that's what kind of took over her mind those 2 times, I'm curious what it dying did to her.
Yeah, she should be fine, better even, I suppose. And well, there was always that confusion about her gift, her proddings, these thoughts, the way that she lived her life, and just always had those guiding feelings that drew her into other people. And or one night, actually the other night after you all told me about the stone, and after you all left, she had come back. No, this was, oh, sorry, time just feels really weird. The night before she left, she said that she was confused about whether it was the aboleth all this time or she just didn't know about who she was or what she was thinking. And then she was flustered and wouldn't listen to anything I said about us figuring this out together and that she would be okay. And she actually yelled at me and she said, "How could you know? You don't know what I'm going through." And then she left.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. I really hope she's still around and hears to talk to. It was very strange. She's never acted like this before.
Do you think we should go check on her now with you?
I mean, yeah, did you say in the deep woods on the west side of town?
Not the woods, but just like in the heart, the deeper part of the west side of where the lake side of the city. Yeah, but she's kind of deep in the midst of that.
Got it. I heard in my brain that she was near where Cicero's cabin is, but I was
woods also. I don't know why. I think it's just because you said deep.
Yeah.
Deep woods.
yeah. I mean,
In the heart, like deep middle of the poor side of town.
yeah. Yeah. We'll go with you to see if we can find her. Does she have any family in town or anything?
She was an orphan, and so I took her in at a very young age when she started to show some promise and was very interested in being kind of raised up in my science. And she always had her eyes on being able to study these creatures and plants and all of that. And seen her practically raised her from that age since she expressed interest in working with me and working under my tutelage. But yeah, no, she never did have any family here in the city.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, let's go find her.
I'm very tired. And I do wish to rest right now. Could we go tomorrow?
I mean, I don't, Gwen, what do you think?
I mean, we could go. I mean, you two didn't have the best conversation yesterday, Munkin. Do you want us to just go check on her and you can have a little nap? Do you want to take a nap?
Sure, yeah. If you do run into her or could speak with her, I think that would be good. I'm sorry. It was a long walk and it was a very, very long night. And then
You can take a little nap. You can take a little nappy nap.
even as he's like talking about it, his eyelids start to grow heavy and he snaps himself out of it. And
Okay, other than the eyelid thing, because I was about to ask, do I believe him? Does it
sure, you can roll an insight check as well.
really just because I wasn't up there before?
Yeah.
So is he really just a tired?
I will roll the insight
Roll
check.
it. I was about to say, I thought you were gonna roll it for us.
I'm trying to figure out if it seems like there's a reason that he like doesn't want to go today, or is pushing us off, or
Yeah. What's your insight
is gonna
modifier?
bring an aboleth into the container while we're gone. It's +3.
Okay.
You said insight. Well, yeah, they're the same.
Yeah. You can see like just multiple times throughout the conversation, his head kind of gets a little heavy and he like pulls it back up, and just now the eyelids kind of dropping as he's talking about being tired. Through and through, this looks like a very just exhausted version of Munkin, and you've seen him be very scattered. You've seen him be very stressed. But even as Loreleth had brought the attention of the containment chamber before, and you see the work around it, and then just kind of seeing him very out of sorts, that this feels like just a very very worn down version of him that you just have never seen him yet before. Normally he's very excited, he's very animated. You've seen him roll around on the floor with Wolfie in the break time of conversations and stuff like that, where he just now seems very, very distant, very disengaged, very concerned. You continue to get the emotions of this conversation that he's conveying, but outside of that, he's just like very stagnant. His body is staying in the same place, and he's kind of just physically defeated.
Should I give him my bees? I'm just kidding. So what is her hut near? How will we know it's hers? Side of town.
It's all of the houses look the same in that part of town. It's the third ward in from the lake.
Do you think if we asked around, people would know which one is hers?
If they knew her, I'm sorry.
Does she have any friends? Maybe that's a weird question to ask.
Never spoke of any. If you waited until tomorrow, I could take you, but if you asked around on the third ward in, somebody I'm sure could guide you to at least the area, and maybe you could find it.
All right. We'll do that, and we can come back and check on you tomorrow. Maybe with more of the party, and maybe Misery will share his vials with us.
Sounds good.
I feel like Munkin is being like super classist right now, so Gwen is ready to go.
Yeah. I feel the same. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Wouldn't actually say that. She just kind of nodded.
Onyx Pillar Academy down. Let's hop back to Ocean's Deep Goblet, where we've got a couple partiers. And this halfling throws his hands down at the table. It's just been him and you two, and he was just like, enough of this. I get the jokes. We're having a good time. Tell me about the lab. Tell me what happened in this fight. I have to hear it.
So Misery starts by saying,
Go on.
picture this. A spooky cave with dragons all around it.
All around.
5 dragons.
At least.
All attacking us at once. We go inside. We slayed all the dragons. Easy peasy. We go inside.
Dragons?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
No,
Well,
like right outside.
it looked like dragons, but they were really small, and they were like lizard. They were like little geckos, but they were really scary. And so we went inside, and it was just bones of bone people, bones everywhere. And it was flooded with blood.
Yes.
But the blood was just ocean water. And so it was just death surrounding us. And
No way out.
we had to, there was no way out. We didn't think we were ever coming back. But we pushed through. We pushed through the death, the bones, the blood, the water. And we made it to the tunnel that was basically trying to drown us. And up came the Chuloths.
The Chuloths!
A bunch of Chuloths.
Like
We
50
killed
or
14 of them. Yeah.
14 to 50!
Yeah.
somewhere that range.
And since that was so easy, they decided to send the aboleth. Or I guess the aboleth was telling everyone what to do. So he decided he had to get it done himself. And I have to say, it was not me that made the killing blow. Sadly, it was
It was you? Any points?
No.
Tuli's like, no, I think it was like a dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tuli goes like, oh no, wait, I think it was like Pilgrim, but like it was so cool. Like the Abeloth was like, drop your weapons to everyone or something. I don't know. In our minds, I want to say. And then which like I hate, by the way. But then Pilgrim, you'd like him, he's really cool. He dropped his weapon, but then like the Abeloth was like gloating and monologuing, and then Pilgrim had like another weapon duct taped to his back, and he like pulled it off. He was like yippee-ki-yay something or other. And then
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, and then we were like, yeah, and then the Abeloth, I guess then the dog came into play. But anyway, all this to say, we got a lot of experience out of that, if you know what I mean. I really feel like my life has just risen to a new level, a new plane of being. I feel stronger, faster.
if I had to put a number on it, I would say 6.
Those are like, do you agree? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if I was 5 before, I'm definitely a 6 now. I was like 20-ish, probably.
Tuli, as you're wrapping this up too, what started as a conversation with just you and this halfling across the table, eventually as you like finish it and you open your eyes to end the story, the whole bar is just like everyone who's there had crept in to start to hear what the story was going on. And fortunately for Tuli, like she didn't know that everyone, like this became a big to do. Like it started as just a one-on-one thing with Misery as well, just as one guy, but then a full audience of everyone is around, and you finish and you're just like, yeah, I feel stronger. And then everyone's just kind of holding on and leaning in. And then again, everyone, yeah! They start applauding and clinking and cheersing everyone in the bar. You just get this moment of full camaraderie as hearing this tale of dragon, lizard, bloody boned, everything, and death, and eventually this dog, and everyone's just like kind of along for the ride. But fortunately, everyone's had enough drinks where the gaps and everything just didn't matter, and there's just in their minds, everyone has in their own imagination their own version of this very tall, very drastic story of this aboleth coming in, and Pilgrim and a dog really doing a great job.
Tuli says, bartender, a round of shots so I can light them on fire.
That's what I'm talking about. And Rickeldor goes ahead and starts to pour some shots at what is now just before dinner time. Let's zoom in. Pilgrim, Thelon, as y'all have been having a pretty relaxing afternoon, is anything you'd want to note for what you're doing, where you're going?
I went to the little park place with the trees, and I probably would have tried to find the most little kind of private area of that park, and I would have kind of knelt down there and pulled the shards of this stone back out and kind of rolled them out in front of me. And then I think I would have done the good old breathing exercises, clear the fog, light the path, but I think I would have also tried to take it a step further and just tried to actually like directly connect with my god Numero while I was there.
Yeah. Roll a religion check for me.
That's an 11 plus 2, 13.
Okay. After about an hour of chanting and looking through these pieces of glass and just trying to process, and every time you feel like you're into a space where your mind is clear and you're in just like that regular spot of connection that you've been in before, through meditation and prayer and what that looks like, you feel like you're just about to kind of fall into that space, and then images of home pop in and your mind just drifts off to these fragments of memories that have been brought up over the last week, and you push it away and kind of compartmentalize it and keep trying to then lean in, and you're just thinking towards Numero and trying to get into this processing space again and trying to disconnect and clear through all of these invasive thoughts, and just keep coming up. And lastly, it feels like it's been another hour or two of just more time waiting and just thinking and kind of stuck in this pattern of pushing away thoughts. And then eventually it's like your consciousness is sucked out of your body, and you're walking through the caverns back at home. You're searching, you're looking, you remember the words of your mentor saying, go to this far off cavern, split off past the training grounds where you've been, and this place where you used to spar with your brother, and you're sorting through that and physically feels like you're moving through this space. And then it's the exact same memory of where you saw your brother and the trainer that he had that was walking him through more of the physical martial arts of your people. And it's the spots where they were standing and where he was holding the stones and shattering them. And there were these people that were also a part of this that were off to the scattered as they were pulling the minds out of other civilians from your town and then shattering the stones after they pulled them out. But all of the people that are supposed to be there in this cave are like purple, shattered, sharp lined gaps where there's just no face, no body, nothing. It's just like this emptiness, and it's just not a complete picture. And then you're running away from it, and then you're stuck in this like running loop over and over and over again. And it feels like you're panicking and you're trying to get away. The rocks of the cavern are falling behind you, and it's just that for 30 minutes and then another 30 minutes. And then eventually you're just like snapped out of it, and you're breathing heavy and you're panicking, and you're getting out of that feeling like it's all over again. And it's pitch dark. It is the middle of the night. You have no clue how long you've been sitting in this spot. There's nobody around. There's the distant torch light of the pathway at the park that's been off to your side this whole time. And you have not moved, and you've been here, and this just trap of memories and barriers to peace in your mind is just strongly taken a hold of your memory, of your mind, of your thoughts, and you're drenched in sweat.
Yeah, I take one more collecting breath, and I just kind of looking at the shards, just say sort of half to myself, I hope you can forgive me. And I'm just going to wrap the shards back up and kind of put them away. And then, does Ocean Deep Goblet have like living space? Like, would I stay there?
It doesn't.
No? Okay. We don't really have, I don't know necessarily where Pilgrim would go. I'll probably just go back to the Cozy Cots.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
So I just head that way.
Cool. Yeah, you're able to slide across town. You get there. Oh gosh. I'm trying to remember his name. Sigarius? Something like that? The halfling who runs it.
Oh, don't worry. I know this. Siagrius.
Siagrius? That is a name.
Hold on.
That's a deep pull.
That sounds right.
Siagrius, yeah.
Siagrius.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
Who often works the evening shift. is the one who greets you. You've had a mixed bag relationship with him, but
Theagrius.
Theagrius, yes. But through your conversation with Chikasho, you've known that any relationship severing that you have done with him was all part of their testing of you. And so with that in mind, even as you step into the cozy cots and Theagrius is behind the counter at a high stool. Ah, yes, hi, Pilgrim. The usual spot?
Theagrius.
It is my name, as we all know it, here in this building.
And then I say, yippee-ki-yay. No. And then I say...
And the shotgun I've had duct taped to my back this entire campaign.
Yep. I say, yes, that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much, Theagrius.
You look like the day is won over you. It is on me tonight. Don't worry about it.
Much appreciated.
Tonight only. See you in the morning.
Heard loud and clear.
Great. The Pilgrim, you find a good spot for your bedroll. Roll that out and can have your evening there.
Mm-hmm.
Thelon?
How far is the lake from the gate to the city?
15-minute walk.
Okay. Thelon made his way down to the lake, despite the troubles that the group has obviously had there recently. With his connection to nature, he tries to find the best in things. So even though lots of bad memories surround the lake and those waters, he wants to go back and kind of renew his connection to the lake. So he tries to find a maple tree. Would you say there's a maple tree down by the water, or some sort of big tree? Okay.
Yeah.
He finds a maple tree down by the water, and using his druid crafting, just plants wildflowers around the bottom of it to allow the wind to blow the scent around. And he and Oba climb up into the tree and find a thick branch to kind of just sit on. It's his boyish nature that he likes to, I guess, find complicated resting spots. So he climbs up and just begins to look at the water, and I guess it's nighttime now, or getting close.
Oh yeah. I mean, whatever time you've had this whole gap of like early afternoon all the way through the evening. So whenever you want this to be. Yeah.
So he just watches the sunset or the fading light over the water, watches the fish and watches the birds trying to catch them. And he grabs the maple seeds that look like little helicopters. Mm-hmm. And as the wind blows, grabs them and releases them, letting them go, knowing that they will create future life and future trees for other people to climb up in the future. And he just kind of rests and reconnects with nature, again, desiring to remember the trials that they've been through, but also to remember the good in nature despite some of the evil that can come from it.
As Oba is on your chest as you're laying back, and you can feel the breeze just start to come in. And so you've got a handful of these little helicopter seeds, and you're kind of mindlessly just waiting, and you let them go, and they all just drop back underneath of you. You've always had this wordless just connection with Oba to be able to interpret and understand. And you even like feel this conversations can happen between you, even though you never really used words with it. It's not like there's actual images or a language, but Oba, this white fox, kind of paws up towards you on your chest and grabs, like fights for your eye contact, and just keeps moving its head until eventually you actually look down and are connected with him again. Her again. And she just tilts her head and just looks at you deeply in a way that feels to you to ask, hey, are you okay? you just get this sense of like, what are you doing right now? How are you doing?
Yeah. As Oba looks at me, I don't necessarily, I respond to her and say, I'm fine. But internally, I think about the fact that I don't like seeing death in nature, even though I know that it's natural. So even though we had to kill the Chuloth who were being controlled by the Aboleth, I don't like seeing that due to my connection with nature. And so I just wrap my hand around the back of her small head and pet it and almost pull on her ear a little to the point where her head turns and she leans into it as well. And I just kind of reflect on the life that the lake provides and also honestly the life that these new people have provided me, my new friends. Like I mentioned earlier on in last episode, like I've always been kind of a loner, but feeling like there are people around, even if I don't necessarily talk to them that much, it provides that sense of a pack. And so even though I have taken my time to be by myself and rest out here by the lake, I know that the next morning I'll definitely go and find my newly found friends.
Yeah, on that note too, like as you're thinking through this and communicating this kind of like this comfort, this relaxation, like here is good, laying in this branch is good, like I'm okay. Oba then kind of stands up and then does like a figure 8 of just kind of running on your lap and kind of hopping around and gets really playful and then runs like down your leg off to your foot and points off and then runs back up to your face and then runs off to your foot and points off again and runs back. And it's this way to kind of communicate like, let's go, what's next, let's run off, let's go like we used to. It's this kind of like, why aren't we moving, why aren't we going to the next thing?
Yeah. I look at her and I say, tonight we rest and tomorrow we continue our adventure.
Lays down on your chest, tilts her head, little foxy smile, head down on her paws, and just makes eye contact with you and trusts you and takes you with that. And then eventually you see her falling asleep on your chest.
I fall asleep as well.
And it's 9:52 and a good time to call an episode there. So it's so good to be back at this. It's been a while. We've had a couple of weeks off. I really, really enjoyed tonight.
Good stuff.
Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
I take it back.